The following questions will be answered anonymously. And here we go.
Hey, Olson here. I've been a few weeks back. I got my handbook on the Legend of Zelda Hyrulean lore, Hyrulean Historia. Although it just even though it's the timeline say what they thought they believe to be a timeline, but as a Nintenguard officer, I don't think so.
Has the Nintenguard ever made contact with Hyrule?
Definitely, no, technically, because now the other these. In fact, there was only one known entry to the Hyrule dimension. In fact, it's located out on the outskirts of the Mushroom Kingdom. Although unfortunately raccoon feathers or capes cannot reach that high. That's why only advanced Cornelian vessels are in there. But on the peak of it is a cave. It's a sort of a cave entry. Although no one is able to go in or able to go in, well, unless it's not for our Nintenguard personnel. In fact, there's only one sort of a hectic a gun, and behind it say some sort of scripture telling, like of Hyrule. Although once it turns into it opens up a massive flash that could cover the whole Mushroom Kingdom, and does turn it into that version of Hyrule. But there are times that it will just open a man's portal that whoever enters only be an astral set projection, only to observe the events occurring.
And question number 2. Does Hyrule Gate open every time?
No. In fact, 4 times by Nintenguard's record.
So how many times does the Hyrule Gate open?
Well, 4 times. The first one was say the link to the past, due to a link to the past. Although it was Nintenguard's first encounter with Hyrule, although the one that witnessed it will remain anonymous. And the second time is Wind Waker. It was which I would end up taking up that responsibility. Although I did really which graphic wise was very good. Now the third Twilight Princess. We're trying to say dark and shadow. But recently it's recent one, which you probably rather might say, which I have on a Nintenguard blog, is Skyward Sword. Although we don't know when the next one will open. By tech, even if we did hear word that there's going to be a Wind Waker coming out on the Wii U, but we will assume that won't count.
And the third question: why don't you think there's a timeline?
Well, truth be told, there's 3 separate timelines. Unfortunately, we can't count any time. We can't count any time anomalies in the timeline. Anomalous. In fact, we believe each dimension of Hyrule is its own independent entity. No matter even if some of our engines try to connect if there's any time chronological connection to each one. But the truth be told, I don't think there's any positive physical evidence or archaeological evidence, since every time it closes, it always seems to leave out, say, some ruins of, say, of that event. Oh, that's sort of a side effect of the first time Hyrule Gate opened. Now the only other factor about it is that anyone that we say call a Link one that was it has a sort of a faded mark on his right hand, on his left hand, or is it right hand? It's hard to tell. It's hard to keep track. Although I don't think he'll have any memory. Although we believe those that be those are roll of Zelda would have, say, some other side effects. Random to at least fill up, say, one's flaw that they had in real life.
Then the fourth question. Do you think the Hyrulean Gate will open again?
Well, like I said before, although we may think so, but it might be, although we're not sure how we can tell when, although we don't have any actual instruments of telling us when the signs are. But we know some, although we haven't tried any medieval methods, like say Stargate, like say consulting with the stars. But let's just say we have a yearly information form that always happens near the center of the Nintendo, or at the edge of Nintendo, where the three other paths cross. Well, but you probably at least know it by usual E3. Although I would thank you for this interview, but I probably will have to hold back some information. But most of them are probably classified by my Nintenguard superiors. Thank you for being here. This is Olsen L. Ivan, over and out.